you know, I second guessed a lot of it when we first opened, like having my last name, you get a bad review, my last name is in the bad review. Take it so personally because of that, but grew up going to sandwich shops and delis where it's the family's last name on the sign. So that felt right. And my last name's really hard to pronounce, so it's funny.
It's his last name. The best part is it takes the staff a lot of time to figure out how to say it. We have a lot of people actually that are like, can't find us on the internet because they're like, what is that place called?
Scozzafava's. Scozzafava's Deli.
Scozzafava's Deli.
Scozzafava's Deli.
Scozzafava?
Nick Scozzafava, and that's my sandwich shop.
That's your name is on the sign.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Why is it that you decided that you needed to like open a restaurant?
Probably a bad idea, but I always wanted to open a sandwich shop, maybe for like past 10 years. Finally the time came and I did it. Saved all my money.
Tell me a little bit about how that pop-up started and how it went.
Well, it went very well, and it started, you know, it was okay. It was a lot of friends would show up to the first few, and then it just snowballed and became too big to manage by renting kitchens, and it was either stop doing the pop-up or open a restaurant, and blacked out one day and signed a lease. And I live close to here, and I go to Cafe Bino all the time, and the location made sense for us. So, I mean, I would never have been able to open a sandwich shop without trying the product first. And people seem to love it, and I'd be out. I was just like a skate park kid, so I didn't know a ton of people, but through doing that pop-up, I met so many people, and people would ask me all the time, like, are you gonna open a place? Are you gonna open a place? And we did it, yeah. Quit my job last year, built the whole place pretty much, and here we are.
Congratulations.
8 months later.
8 months, so
Yeah.
your baby is
My baby.
about to be one.
Yeah.
I've been at the deli since the beginning, kind of, but more in a helping Nick out capacity. Nick actually is somebody that I very much admire because of his passion for this place. When he told me his dream, we'd sit on my deck, he'd talk about it. I have experience from running the ship for so many years. He'd pick my brain and we'd spit ideas. When he asked me to come over and help him run this place, it was kind of a no-brainer because the passion that that boy has for sandwiches and for making people happy, I feel like it comes through. And that's something that I find is lost in this industry sometimes. So it really was a no-brainer to kind of come over and help him run this place. I really don't regret anything. We've got a mixed match group of industry kids from all over the city and kids that were like stoked to come over here and work here. A few of these people, they came from franchises. They've come from places without that soul and without that culture. And like, that's really, when you're long-term in this industry, that's what you're looking for, is a place that really you can work at, be proud of, and that treats you well. It's like family dynamics. It's like, it's not easy to find, to be honest, in this city.
I can't tell the full recipe, but things like parsley, a little bit of Parmesan, breadcrumbs, all that stuff. Usual meatball mix, but there's some secrets in there too. I can't disclose. So this is for the meatball sub. That gets marinara, pesto, Parmesan on top, a little bit of mozzarella, and the meatballs, we braise them for like 2 hours. That's it. I come in 7 a.m. and make sure, like it's usually me and Megan in the morning. She's usually handling desserts. I pound 30 to 40 kilograms of chicken a day, do the meatballs, all that. And then our sweet boy Miles right there usually comes in and slices all the meat. So any piece of deli meat that someone has had in their sandwich, Miles has probably touched.
I come in and I prep in the morning, and then I'll work the first leg of service. I usually do the cold cut sandwiches, anything from combo, hoagie, turkey, pesto, beltline veg, chicken Caesar, anything on the cold side. Everything's ordered, outsourced from Scarpone's,
Their own
Cisco,
sale.
Wholesale Club if we need.
So these are the cannolis. I just finished making all the filling, so it's all these guys. And then just piping them into the cannoli shells. So this one's gonna be Earl Grey, and then we're gonna put some little blackberries on the end. And then this one is the cherry. So it's ricotta, icing sugar. I cooked down some cherries, put a little bit of Aperol in it. Yeah, this is my recipe. So when I started here, we all decided we really wanted cannolis on the menu. So just kind of through trial and error, we figured out a really good recipe for it and made it come to life. We try to source all of our ingredients as fresh as possible. So much of the stuff we bring in, we're making, like fresh broccolini, fresh zucchini, fresh vegetables. And then all of our deli meats come from like a really nice Italian place. It's all like super, super reputable and good. And then for desserts, like I know myself, like everything I make, I'm making from scratch. Like the cannoli shells are sourced from like a really reputable Italian place. And then all the filling I make myself with fresh fruit or fresh steeped tea. So it's really important to us that we keep everything fresh but also like simple. Like we're not trying to like overcomplicate it. Like it's a deli sandwich, so it's supposed to be, you know, like simple, good ingredients to make like the best sandwich possible.
There's so many different disciplines of artists coming together under this roof. Nick and Kevin coming from the skate scene with the 9 Time Shop. I feel like Calgary, especially because of the sprawl, all these little artist communities are so segmented in their own little communities and there isn't a lot of overlap. I feel like food, beverage, drinks, nightlife, dance, that's kind of how we all come together. And I think that this spot is kind of filling that gap in a sense. Since this place opened, we're gonna see like a whole new movement when it comes to the restaurant industry, where people want something that's authentic and genuine and for the community. I think that the way that Nick does his events here, it just shows that the energy that's being put into this place from the supporters is going straight back into the community, because it's supposed to be like a third space, I guess.
Not easy, but you can do it, you know, like through the pop-up, I made a lot of friends, and I mean, my construction experience was huge for building this place. Because I did a lot of it myself, we saved a lot of money in the build out. Because I couldn't imagine if you had to hire a contractor to do all that work, this restaurant probably would have been triple what it cost us, so. It's really not easy. And there's little details, like so many of my friends are talented artists and have done so much design work for us. And you know, my friend Nino does all our flyers and he's been doing all our design work. You know, but before like our pop-ups, a lot of my skater friends helped create the logos, and I just utilize everyone around me.
Yeah.
You know, and being able to use your friends to do things like that is the best. I always loved restaurants.
Oh, a food tour.
Yeah, and always followed restaurants on Instagram, and there's like a secret formula, and like I think I obsess over our Instagram maybe too much, but it really plays a part in, you want to go viral, even though we're not, but like restaurants that don't focus on social media, like I feel like we'd be missing out.
Well,
and our sandwiches are they look good on camera too, you know, and they taste good, but when people see that, they want to go there and they want to come here. So.
Right.
Well, the weekends are nuts. The weekends get so busy down here. But a weekday sometimes, you know, there's not a ton of offices around, and we're not on any of the delivery platforms either, trying to get people to come and eat lunch like how you used to eat lunch, you know? Come in.
Have a conversation.
Have a conversation.
Get a drink.
Talk to the staff. I mean, and I built that place by hand, so I want people to come in and sit on the benches I built and eat on the tables I built, and it's my baby, yeah.
You go to cities, like I'm originally from Halifax and he's originally from Ontario. You go to other cities and there's all these tiny spots, holes in the wall, like super cool spots. And I find Calgary is a wonderful place. That's why I moved here a long time ago and did go back. But everything's big. Everything's big. Really, this city needs smaller spots. It needs spots that you can just casually go hang out at. It needs good lunch spots that aren't just a franchise.
I see cafe sandwiches and bar. That seems a little bit unique to me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how often that happens. When's the bar part happen? Can I get a drink right now?
Of course. You could get an espresso martini right now.
Can I get a beer?
Beer, wine, cocktails. No, we did a beer with a restaurant called Dopo and a brewery, 88 Brewery, so collaborative beer.
What's it called?
Testarossa. There's Italians involved in every one of those businesses, so it only made sense.
The wine program right now, I mean, we're still working on it. The vibe is kind of like natural, organic wines. Our friends over at Vine Arts help us curate that list. Right now, it's kind of operating like we roll over there, we get some recommendations, we grab a few bottles. Once they're gone, we move on to the next. The rest of our beverage program, it's like Italian classics. It's the espresso martini, it's the vodka martini, it's the whole entire spritz menu. You know, keep it simple. Like, I think everywhere you go now, it's like these crazy like $23 cocktails that are like, you don't even understand what ingredients are in that. And I think sometimes like the classics are cool.
Yeah, is there dancing?
Not so much in the day, but on the weekends, yeah, we have DJs. Every weekend now for the rest of the summer, we have DJs booked.
I'm gonna have a nice lunch, and then I'm gonna come back and blow the roof off.
You're gonna come back and turn up.
Turn up, get
Yeah.
lit.
But those things are cool. That's why, like, me not making sandwiches, I can focus on doing partnerships and trying to get DJs in. And we have an art show in July. A friend from Toronto's coming in to do an art show. Like, just trying to do a lot of things like that where I feel like my time is spent better focusing on those things. Being creative and trying to have events, and we've been having parties every weekend, and everyone just gets better. And, you know, I have DJs reaching out to me all the time to try and have parties here.
What's your favorite part about Calgary?
I love Calgary because a friend of mine owns a skate shop 9 times, and he beat it into me that if you have a good idea in this city, you know, like Toronto, Montreal, Vancouver, they're all 10 years. It seems like they're 10 years ahead of us on things. Calgary, I feel like just has a big hole in it where people, like, if you have a good idea, it could work here if you execute it well. Calgarians are also hard to please. You know, when we opened, people, you know, they had been going to certain sandwich shops forever, you know, the long-standing ones here. But I think what we do is different, though. And there's also always room for more of something similar, but it's not easy to break into a city. I love sandwiches. I love watching people eat them, and you can tell when people genuinely enjoy the product, which is cool, too.
The most popular sandwich is the Italian combo.
I'm between the turkey pesto and the eggplant parm, but it kind of just depends on the day. If it's a rainy day, eggplant parm. Any other day, turkey pesto all the way.
My favorite sandwich, the Italian combo. It's classic, it's like refreshing, spicy. There's mortadella, hot salami, and spicy capicola with like a Calabrian chili spread. So it has a spicy base, but then it's kind of refreshing with the homemade pesto and the fior di latte cheese and the arugula. I think it's really balanced.
My favorite sandwich is the hoagie. It gets pet mayo, mild salami, mortadella, capicola, then dressed lettuce, iceberg, onions, and tomatoes, and then finished with salt, pepper, and oregano.
My favorite sandwich is the eggplant parm.
I have one called the Kirby. It was really, really good. It was feta, eggplant, fior, and balsamic. And it was really popular. Honestly, my favorite right now is the Beltline veg. And then I add a little bit of hot salami to it.
People are always here for the chicken parm sandwich. I think that it's that kind of comfort food, especially because I work weekends. A lot of people come here hungover, maybe had a rough week, and that sandwich feels kind of like a hug. It's so comforting. People are always coming back for that one. That was the one we were selling out of for like the first 3 months pretty regularly, just because we couldn't keep up with prepping the chicken and the chicken orders. We have a little joke running in the back of house that we're like a chicken shop, and everyone's like, oh, another day at the chicken shop, because we just go through so much chicken.
Yeah, from being an electrician and working with a pretty tight crew every day to being, interviewed and being in the newspaper, and all of a sudden people know me. It was like, yeah, it's just such a shock. But now it's great. I don't know, I love being here every day.
The vibe is really good. This is probably the best job I've ever had. Working under Nick and Sam, they're just such good bosses. They have such a great attitude. Everyone else also has such a good attitude, you know. Some days we're just getting absolutely slammed, but the energy is high, you know, everyone's so happy to be here.
Definitely the people here. Everybody here, we're a great team. We work well together. It's crazy how much we can get done in like every day. So it's super busy. It's like a well-oiled machine.
Definitely the team. And I'm sure other people have said that, but I don't know how they got so lucky, I guess, in just bringing together a bunch of really, really cool people who have all this interesting experience in the food and beverage industry, and just bringing them under one roof.
The love in this place, I feel like it comes through in the sandwiches, it comes through in the entertainment we're providing, it comes through in like everything that's really happening.
It just always has to be fun in there, like even for the staff. I don't want anyone to dread coming to work.
Yeah.
And the great thing is making sandwiches is pretty easy, but it becomes a super fast-paced environment. I just always want to have like good staff parties, and I don't need a lot, you know, so I just want to make sure it's good for everyone involved. I feel like grow this business enough where, you know, the people that want to be here, I could offer them more. And maybe that includes, you know, opening another sandwich shop or opening a different restaurant altogether. And I guess the goal for me too is to do all those things and then try and get time off. Maybe there comes a point where I'm not here every single day. But for now, for the next long while, I'm okay with that. You know, eventually get it to the point where a lot of these people who bust their ass for us every day, I show that I appreciate that to everyone. I think I do. And, you know, I just like it'd be cool to build opportunities for people to do more with what we're doing, you know? Even though it's just making sandwiches, like it could be so much more too.
Oh, it's not just making sandwiches.
Yeah.
Like, this is the foundation of people's lives, community, food, creating. That's part of why I do the show. And I'm emotional because I almost never hear a business person say they want to give back to the people who helped them build the business.